Quorum call.
Ask unanimous consent that the quorum call be withdrawn.
Without objection, Senator from Delaware is recognized.
Thanks. Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent to speak for 5 minutes as if in morning business.
Without objection, we're in morning business.
I want to take just a moment to bring to the attention of our colleagues today something that ran in the business section of the Washington Post recently. A full-page article. The headline says, "America Core Values Equal Opportunity." We've had some discussions in my caucus this week about diversity and really kind of focusing on the diversity of our own staffs and here on Capitol Hill and how well we're doing or not doing. And so this is an issue that's it's on my mind. Some of my colleagues may be familiar with something called the 80-20 Educational Foundation, which seeks to promote equal opportunity for Asian Americans. The president of the foundation, as it turns out, is a colleague and a friend of who was formerly our lieutenant governor. He's recently retired physics professor at the University of Delaware. His name is Dr. S.B. Wu. And here are just some of the findings of the 80-20 research that are spelled out in the article here in the paper. There's actually a couple of graphs here, and unfortunately the size of my graphs doesn't lend itself very well to being seen. But I'll just mention what they say. The first one indicates that when compared to whites, African Americans, Hispanics, and women, Asian Americans have the lowest odds of rising to management level positions in private industry, universities, or even in the federal government. The second graph here that caught my eye indicates that this is a particularly interesting point because 80-20's research also indicates that Asian Americans are much more likely to obtain a college degree. The likelihood is higher than the whites, higher than African Americans, or higher than Hispanics, or even higher than women. The data from 80-20 also indicates that Asian Americans have half the chance of whites of rising to management level positions. And I would just say, if that is right, then this is wrong. From the charts, we can also see that African Americans, Hispanics, and women are still lagging behind as well. They are also less likely to rise to management level positions. And perhaps more troubling for the future, they're also much less likely to obtain advanced degrees. Our country was founded on the premise that all men, and I would add all women, are created equal, and that we must always strive for equality and justice for every one of us. And we've made great progress over the years. We've taken steps to getting closer to that goal of equality and justice for all. As I often say, if it isn't perfect, make it better. And obviously we can do better here. But an important part of the fight that is really, I think, illustrated here in the Washington Post piece is we got to stay vigilant. We have to remain vigilant. We must continue to remain vigilant to promote equal opportunity for all Americans, not just Asian Americans, but for all Americans. And each of the groups in the charts that I have here before us, but each of the groups that are represented in these charts face different barriers, different challenges. And although we've made some great progress in the opportunities for all Americans, we cannot become complacent and assume that there's no work left to be done. The fight for equal opportunity is a fight we must not allow to lag. And I hope that my colleagues will consider the important information that's presented here today and maybe take the opportunity to look at it. And if I were to ask Mr. President for the chance to submit this for the record, I'd ask unanimous consent. Mr. President?
Without objection.
I thank you very much. And with that having been said, I will yield back my time. And I would also note